That is why we are doing this right now. We are doing this right now so that you can hear with Anna's own words out of her own mouth that Anna admitted that this woman did not say anything malicious in any kind of mean way. She did not forcibly stop Anna. She did not do anything mean or aggressive towards Anna originally. Okay? It was not until after Anna started receiving negative feedback from Anna's behavior that Anna changed the story to make herself look more like a victim and make the woman look more like a villain.
This is my intro music. Welcome to the video. I hope you like it lots, so don't forget to subscribe and click the thumbs up button. Now let's react.
Hey, hi, hello there, and welcome to another episode of An Anthropologist Watches Glitterandlazers get pissed off about something that happened over a year ago, and we are going to look at it. We talk about this kind of shit on here occasionally, and this is a grand example of Anna doing revisionism. And there's a reason why she's doing the revisionism. And I've watched Chikara. I've watched a lot of people at this point, but the only person I've watched cover this right yet, not that other people haven't, I've just only watched Chikara do it, Ilona. And interestingly, sorry about the AC, hang on. I'm going to suffer for you. The interesting thing that I heard Ilona say is that she didn't know where the rage was coming from, which I found interesting because I had seen people talk about, jokingly say, oh, good job getting out there, Anna. But I had only seen it in the Discord. So I have only seen people, this is all going to make sense in a minute. I had only seen people making a joke about Anna getting to the summit of this high altitude climb and being congratulated by a total stranger for getting to the summit of this high altitude climb that she did. And she got complimented by a stranger for doing so. And people started cracking the joke of, good job getting out there. And the only place I had seen people make that joke is in the Discord that I'm in. And Ilona made the point of, while she was covering this outrage, which we both have. Now, I was able to capture this off of Anna's stories before it went off her Instagram, but this particular recording that I'm going to be using is off of the Reddit that shall remain nameless. But it's on the Reddit. If you know, you know. But Ilona said that she didn't know where Anna had heard people making fun of her about the good job getting out there comment. And Ilona goes on the farms. And Ilona said that even on the farms, they didn't know where this had come from. And I found that interesting because the farms apparently know all sometimes. And so I thought that was interesting that even there, they didn't know where this outrage was coming from. And so the running theory was Anna was preemptively being outraged. And that is possible. And that probably is actually true, honestly. But I find it interesting. I find it very interesting that the only place that I saw before this anybody saying any joke about good job getting out there, Anna, about the high summit or the high altitude summit climb was on a Discord that you had to have an invite to get to. Not that it's that private. It's not that private of a Discord. You can get an invite. It's not that hard. You just got to, kind of ask for it, honestly. But So anybody really could get in, which means it's entirely possible that Anna or one of her trolls is in there. But that's the only place I've seen that. And Ilona hasn't seen it anywhere else. Not in the Discord, or not on the Reddit, not on the forums, not from any other reaction channel. So I'm just saying that's weird. So, hey, Anna, if you're in the Discord, drop in and say hi. You blocked me everywhere else. Come make friends. But anyway, it is entirely not my, it's not my Discord. I don't run it. They just lend me space there. So it's not my Discord. But I do think it's funny and very things that make you go, but it's just a strange coincidence. Coinky dink. At this point, though, by the time you all are seeing this video, lots of people have reacted to this. Lots of people have made the comment of, good job getting out there, Anna. Because, Anna, for reals. Seriously. And also, it is probably more likely than not that Anna really is just trying to preemptively create drama. And the reason I say that is, in the past, and not even that far in the past, in the recent past, I watch a channel called Lindsay. I will try to remember to link her videos down below because Lindsay is hilarious and she is my happy place. But Lindsay pointed out way back in the beginning of the summer when Anna first started doing her swimsuits, her swimsuit videos, that Anna had preemptively started a fight with no one about fat girls putting on swimsuits and having their bodies on the internet in their swimsuits. And Lindsay pointed out that Anna started a fight with no one. Like, no one had posted a comment about fat girls shouldn't be wearing swimsuits. And Anna had just started this fight with herself, or with a straw man fight. But when Anna started that fight, then people started commenting, predictably. And then Anna had comments to fight back with, right? So Anna created that drama in order to have arguments with people who would, predictably, it's the internet, get on there and be like, oh my God, there's a fat person in a bathing suit on the internet, because God forbid. But anyway, but Lindsay pointed out that didn't start until Anna started the argument. So this very easily could be Anna starting that argument, because keep in mind, Bagelgate, over a year ago at this point, Bagelgate was back in March of 2024. This is what she's dragging up was back in February of March 2024. Anna drug up Bagelgate on her own. No one brought that up. Anna did that herself. And so Anna does this. Anna will bring up her own drama from years past, and she will repackage it and try to put it back out there in a way to repackage the narrative. That's not the word I'm looking for. Reframe the narrative. She wants to retell the story. She obviously wants to make herself the bigger victim, the more heroic hero. She wants to paint the people who are commenting or criticizing her to be even more trollish and more villainous than we were at the time. And she wants to completely erase the reasons for the criticism towards her. The problem, though, Anna, the internet is forever. It doesn't go away. And I have those videos. I have those. So I am more than happy because I made a video about this and I still have the clips that I put together thanks to Sam at Every Size from over a year ago at this point, that I salvaged these clips from. So even though these are clips that I have from a year ago, I got these clips from Sam at Every Size's video from a year ago, over a year ago now. So I will be linking Sam's video in the description down below. So if you guys want to go watch Sam's video about this from a year ago, I will be linking her video. I will be linking my video. And I will try to remember to link Lindsay's channel in general, just because I think Lindsay's channel is good. And I will see if I can't find the video in general that Lindsay was talking about with the swimsuit argument in it, just because it's relevant to the argument. Yes. Anyway, so there should be some videos down in the comment section down below if you guys just want some extracurricular watching to do. However, let us go with this. We're going to start here, right? We're going to start with this, her little rant. We're going to interrupt this rant to go watch the Trail of Shame saga, I think is what I called it back then. We're going to watch that. We're going to come back to this rant, and then we're going to watch the current video that she is either preemptively starting drama over, or she is reacting to drama that I only know about because of a Discord. And I'm sure there are other Discords, but again, I am only on one. Well, two technically, but there's an 18+ version, and then there's the safe for work version. But it's the same Discord. My point is, I'm on one Discord, and that's the only place I saw anybody making this joke that she's pissed off about. So she's either on a Discord or several where people are commenting about this, because it's not, according to Alona, who I trust, was not on any of the other media sources before this point, right? So now, I didn't check all the other sources because it was irrelevant to me at the time, because I was on vacation. So if it was somewhere else, which it would not surprise me if it wasn't, because it's such an obvious joke, right? It's such an obvious joke. Especially since we have, for the past year and a half, almost year and a half at this point, been making the joke of good job getting out there, Anna, anytime she does anything. So I'm sure she's just tired of hearing it, to be perfectly honest. But I don't know why this particular thing set her off. Anyway, thank you to everybody who's been supporting the channel. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to my members. You guys rock. Thank you to everybody who's going to hit the thumbs up button. I'm going to tell you guys right now, because this one's kind of time sensitive, I'm probably going to release this to the general public before, just as a rush. Usually members get first dibs, but this one I kind of want to get out there. Sorry, but there will be another Anna video coming out that will go to members first. So this one's just a little time sensitive. I'm sorry. Usually members get first dibs at videos, but there we go. And it's just because there's so much that happened this last week while I was on vacation, and I may have to turn the AC back on. It's like 90 something, close to 97 today, because I live in Philly and this is what we do now. Anyway, I don't have this sped up because these are recordings that I have from my screen grabs, and I don't know how to do that. So we're just going to watch these in real time. They're not that long. I think altogether it's going to be like maybe 10 minutes worth of video, maybe. And I will try not to interrupt too much. All right, let's go.
This up, but I just need to say it. I just need to get it out of my system. About a year and a half ago, maybe even longer at this point, I was training for a 5K, and I can't remember if I was running or walking. In fact, I can't remember much about the situation other than
she's talking about she can't remember if she was running or walking on the trail, not if she was running or walking the 5K. She believes she ran the 5K. Everyone else, literally, says she walked it.
then a woman said something to me along the lines of, good job for getting out there, and it made me feel to the point where I actually cried.
However, she says she doesn't remember the situation.
That is the way it was said to me. It was not positive. It was very down talky. And I talked about this on stories.
Yes, you did. Now, let us take a pause. All right, this is the cut down and sewn together clips from Sam at Every Size's video, Glitterandlazers Unhinged response to the words of encouragement from Sam at Every Size's video from, as I said, over a year ago now. So that's why I have it framed the way it is. This is a recording of that, FYI. So hopefully the levels won't be too bad. But we're going to watch this in its entirety. I will probably jump in here and there to make comments because, let's face it, that's what I do. And again, this was from over a year ago. Now, as we recall, Anna said that the woman stopped her and said, in her thing, stopped and said some really poopy things to her, and it made her feel like poop, and basically tried to frame this woman as being aggressive in her speech, and also that her aggression was malicious. All right. Anna is reframing this whole story as this woman was both aggressive and malicious. Okay. Now, this has always been a problem with this story because, as you will see, this is the beginning of it. Okay. Now, the other major issue with this story is that Anna posted all of this story in her stories. And she posted on her stories on Instagram, which means they self-delete after 24 hours, unless you do something to preserve them. And Anna did not, because Anna didn't want them to be preserved. And you will find out why. And this, I believe, this whole saga takes over a week to unfurl. From this point to the end of this, which we also have, where Anna is basically like, if you don't like how I handled the situation, then I am not the creator for you, and you should just unsubscribe, like she typically does. Typical Anna fashion. If you don't like me, unsubscribe. Which, whatever. She's right. If you don't like the content that Anna puts out, you probably shouldn't be following Anna. Unless, you react to Anna, and then obviously you must like the content. Obviously I do. Or else I wouldn't be reacting to it. Let's be self-aware, shall we? I want us to watch this again. And I want us to go over it again. Because I want us to remember, and I want us to remind Anna, no, Anna, the woman did not aggressively stop you. She was not shitty to you. She was not malicious to you. And in your own words, you admit that she was well-intentioned, and you just felt that she was not, that the words hit you in a way that felt wrong, because as you said, you were getting ready to start your period and you were already having a bad day. So you admitted in the beginning that you misinterpreted what she said. Because you were having a bad day, not because she was being a crappy person, but because you started to get backlash for your shitty take, you decided to start embellishing the story and turning this woman into a villain to make yourself look better, and it didn't work. And the more you tried to change the story to make yourself look more like a victim and to make this woman look more like a villain, the less it worked, till it got to the point where you had to basically rage quit and tell everybody to go fuck themselves. And if they didn't like what you were doing, that they should just stop following you. Like, that's how this story evolves. And we're going to watch it. And then we're going to go back to her current rage about this story, because she made a high climate summit, whatever words I'm losing already, and some random stranger at the top of the summit said, is this your first time making the climb? And Anna says, yes. And the woman says, good job. And I was like, thank you. And the rest of the internet goes, good job getting out there, Anna. Like we have said to every fucking thing Anna has done for the past year and a half. And Anna decides this time, she's upset about it. Okay. Anyway, all right, let's watch this. Again, this is a recording, so I can't really speed it up, but it's only, let's see, how many minutes? It's a 5-minute clip. So we can get through it in 20 minutes. All right, let's start.
I just stopped my run to have a little cry in this beautiful area, and I'm crying for a silly reason.
Crying for a silly reason. Her admission.
Somebody stopped me on the trail while I was walking, just doing my cool down. I was doing like intervals today, so like I walk in between.
This is while she was training for her 5K, so she's claiming that she was doing run-walk intervals. Sure.
And she's like, good job getting out there. And it just felt so dehumanizing.
It felt dehumanizing.
It felt so shitty. And I just am having a bad day anyway. I came out here to run.
I was having a bad day anyway.
And to try to feel better. And I know this person was well-intentioned.
I know this person was well-intentioned. I know this person was well-intentioned. So you admit this person was well-intentioned. Okay. Case closed.
But man, it felt shitty. It felt really bad. I already know I'm going to get a ton of DMs being like, she's well-intentioned. But you know what? I am about to start my period.
I already know I'm going to get backlash, but I'm going to start building the foundation for me to defend my shitty take on this. That's what's happening here. She is already starting to build the foundation for her manipulation of this story because she already knows this is not going to go over well. Why she posted this, I don't know. Why she this is, again, a year and a half ago. Anna is still not quite aware that she's part of Girl World yet. Like, she hasn't quite figured that out yet. This is not too long after the Target video, and this is during her I'm a runner phase. She hasn't run, she's still running with Run Lab. She hasn't ran her 5K yet. Because this is what I said in February. Yeah, this is around February of 2024. I don't remember exactly when. She ran the 5K on St. Patrick's Day.
Hormonal AF. And I'm going to be really honest here. That woman saw me and assumed that I was entirely out of shape. And
you are making assumptions about what that woman was assuming. Don't get me wrong. If I saw a near 6 foot tall, near 600 pound woman shuffling her way down a park trail, I would not make the assumption that she was in her peak physical condition either, but I probably wouldn't also say good job getting out there because I don't talk to people. So you wouldn't have to worry about that. But this person obviously did. Now, something that has been pointed out to me over and over and over again since this clip, I don't run, never been a runner, never claimed to be a runner. But people who do run have mentioned that this is part of running culture, that whole like waving at each other, shouting encouragements to each other, that this is part of running culture. And if this is a true story, there's also this possibility this is not even a true story, which a lot of people, myself included, question the validity of this. Like this part might have happened. This little bit here may have happened. It's everything after this part that becomes questionable. And so people who are part of the running culture have pointed out to me that this interaction that she has had here might have just been this person actually trying to welcome Anna into the running culture. And because Anna's not really a runner and she's not really embracing actual running culture like she claims she's doing, she doesn't understand that this is part of running culture. It's like when you buy a Jeep, because I desperately want one. You know, you get the little rubber duckies. If you don't really know anything about the rubber duckies and you just see the ducks on the Jeep, you're just like, why do all these people in Jeeps have rubber duckies? Or like my mom was telling me about, like, there's like a hand gesture that you do when you're on a motorcycle. I don't know about this. I don't own motorcycles. My stepdad and my mom do. And she's like, there's something to like you do like a downward peace sign when you're on a motorcycle. And I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. Little things like that. You know, all these little subcultures have their little like things that they do to other people who are part of that subculture that you don't understand unless you're part of that subculture, right? Things like that. And apparently shouting encouragements to each other on the trails when you see another runner is one of those things. Anna, because she never actually took the time to become an actual runner or to even immerse herself in actual running culture, never took the time to realize that this is actually part of running culture and that this woman was actually treating Anna like a runner. Anna just wanted to be upset about something. And so this is the thing Anna decided to become upset about. She saw a probably healthy looking woman, a thinner, I'm assuming, I'm making assumptions, a thinner, healthier, fit looking woman who said, good job getting out there, who saw Anna running, and Anna just went, the skinny bitch thinks I'm fat and out of shape, and so she's just shouting dehumanizing encouragements to me, and she just assumes that I can't do anything because I'm fat. And it's like, well, Anna, actually, the assumptions you're making about that woman say a whole lot more about you than they will ever say about that woman. Because you have no fucking clue what that woman was thinking. You were just assuming what you think that woman is thinking. Like, you are telling us right now a whole lot more about what you think than about what that woman will ever think, right? And I'm sorry, guys, I gotta turn my AC back on. It is fucking hot. Anyway.
That it was my first day on the trail, and that's because she has preconceived views of what a plus-size body is and is not able to do.
Anna, no offense. I've seen you run. I've seen you run at your peak running form. You look like it's your first day on the trail. You always look like it's your first day on the trail. If that's actually what she thought, which again, you don't know that, she could be forgiven for thinking that.
And as a person who's out here every freaking day trying to change that perspective,
really?
It's frustrating that it's still so ingrained in our society. It doesn't matter how many miles I run. It doesn't matter how many times I'm on the trail. Someone's always going to stop me and treat me that way, and it sucks.
So you get stopped daily by people telling you good job getting out there, and this is the first time we've ever heard of it? Anyway, the story goes on from this point forward. The story develops. It continues. And as I said, that is the original clip. All right, that's the original clip. Anna decides that this random person shouting an encouragement to her while Anna's walking her cooldown on the trail. How Anna even heard it with her headset on is a question, because she's got Bose headset, which is noise canceling. So I got nothing. So anyway, people have questioned the validity of the original interaction in the first place. I'm not so sure. Again, Anna fabricates drama sometimes. So maybe. But if any of it is true, I would imagine the first part of it was true. Everything past this point gets questionable. And also, everything past this point starts to change. It starts little by little until we get to the two final clips where Anna just completely changes the story. Just full ass changes the story, right? And what starts this off is, as we will see here, because this is, I think, immediately after that first clip, Anna starts to get pushback from her shitty take on this woman saying, good job getting out here. Now, remember, this is in February of 2025, or 2024. This is before all of the lipedema stuff. This is before she has any lipedema pain. This is before she's immobilized by her lipedema. This is before we even start hearing the words lipedema more frequently than like once in a while. She knows she has it. She just doesn't say anything about it, right? We haven't heard anything about lipedema yet, because she hasn't started taking her cruises yet. And I don't think she's talked with Amron or anyone else yet. I don't think she's talked to any of those people until after she does the run in March. So timeline-wise. For those of you wondering what the timeline looks like here. Because this will seem confusing because we are jumping around a little bit. All right, anyway, so this next clip is immediately after the clip we just watched, because she was at the park. Now she's back in her apartment. This is her old apartment, again, almost a year and a half ago at this point. So she's in her old apartment. She's still in Texas.
Just got home and
There we go.
somebody asked me like what I preferred she had said or done. And I thought about this because I think it's important to share that there are ways.
I would like to note that she is limping. The reason why she's moving so weird is because she's limping now that she's home from her run.
To engage or interact with people on the trail and even cheer them on without making them feel less than. So, my favorite thing that people do on the trail all the time is just give me a smile. Honestly, that gives me a lot of energy and doesn't make me feel less than. And it's easy. So, I would say just give me a smile.
I love how condescending she is in this clip. She does 2 of these, by the way. I love how condescending she manages to be in this clip by saying so little, you know, just give me a smile. She's just like, even this face that she leaves, it's just like, how dare you even take the time to ask me that question?
I love it. And honestly, I would say there's no need for words.
Don't talk to me. Look, okay, I get that part. I really do. Like, I don't like to talk to people in public. It's fine. A, I'm incredibly awkward. I just don't know how to interact with people. And B, when you're out doing something, majority of the time, nobody wants to talk to anybody anyway. We live in that society these days. We've managed to put ourselves in bubbles where we don't like to talk to each other.
Unless you know who I am and you know my journey, then it's a little bit different, right? I had a guy fist bump me once and be like, I just think.
So if you know who I am and you're a dude, preferably an attractive one, then you can talk to me.
You're awesome and I love that you're sharing your story.
Uh-huh.
And that was awesome because there was context that made it clear that this person knew who I was, and understood what I was doing and what it took to get there.
This is actually foreshadowing and important for another clip that will be coming up. She is making up this story, I fully believe. She is making up this story about this random dude who saw her on the trail one day and came up and fist bumped her because he thought she was awesome for sharing her story, and he loved that she was doing that. So anyway, the important details about this story though is that this guy knew who she was. Ergo, he was allowed to talk to her. So you're only allowed to talk to her in public if you already know who she was and you're going to kiss her ass. Though, and preferably you're male. She does not like women. So those are the only reasons why you're allowed to talk to Anna in public. All right? You can, being male is a bonus. Okay? That's just bonus points. You can be female, but you still gotta kiss the ass. All right? And these are the important details that you need to keep from this particular clip going forward.
And that made it feel more sincere versus...
It was sincere because this imaginary person was kissing your ass?
diminutive.
Uh-huh.
Y'all are not gonna believe this.
No, we don't. This is where the story really starts to go off the fucking rails. And also, this is where she really starts to get blowback, because I don't believe from this point forward any of this shit. And if this, from this point forward, is true, this is kind of like the Target video. She does not understand that her behavior from this point forward is so shitty and uncalled for. Like, she just does not understand it, to the point where she doubles down on it. And she's just like, well, I'm just not the creator for you then. I don't take back anything that I did or said. I refuse to take it back. And this is why she got so much negative feedback from this whole incident. And the fact that she doesn't understand that her behavior, or her pretend behavior here, is absolutely bullshit blows my mind. I just don't understand. Like, how do you treat someone like this, like she claims she treats this woman. Again, remember the conversation we just had about you can only talk to her if you know who she is and you're going to kiss her ass. Remember these details, remember? I don't understand how you treat someone like this and then brag about it. I don't get this. I really don't. I wouldn't, even if I did for some reason treat someone the way she's going to start bragging about treating this imaginary woman, I would not go on public blast and brag about it, okay? Anyway.
So, I'm walking on the trail, and I passed that lady again.
Did you?
And she stops me. I don't even think she realizes she's already seen me. And she goes, waves, and is like, good job. And I'm like, do I know you? And she goes, I don't think so. And I was like, well, you're acting like someone who knows me.
You're acting like someone who knows me. Do you know me? Do you know who I am? Look at this face. Sorry, I can't even get the look on my face.
And if you knew me, you'd know that I'm on this trail all the time, so it's really not that exciting.
And if you knew me, do you know who I am? And if you knew me, you would know you can only talk to me if you're going to kiss my ass. Pucker up.
So now you know. And then I just took off running.
Did you? I've seen you run. Did you? Did you run away? Did you?
I am so petty, but in the most delightful way ever. You can be nice and a bad bitch.
That is not what I would call the behavior of a bad bitch. Petty? Yes. Bad bitch? No. Because a bad bitch wouldn't care. Putting it out there.
Woke up to a couple people really disappointed.
Okay, so these are the last two clips. This is where she really starts to address the major blowback from that clip. And this is where the story just... Okay, so I don't believe any of that last clip, right? I don't believe she saw that woman a second time. I don't believe that woman tried to have the exact same conversation with her again. Let's pretend for a minute, though, that it did. Let's pretend like that woman saw Anna again. You are not going to forget Anna. She is near 6 foot tall. She is near 600 pounds. She is built like a fucking linebacker. You will not forget her. You may forget her name, but you are not going to forget her. She also wears like the brightest fucking colors on the planet. You will not forget you saw Anna. So this woman may not have remembered Anna's name, and assuming they exchanged names, which according to Anna, they did not. So she probably was just like, oh, there's that woman again. I'm going to shout encouragements at her again because that's what we do here. So this woman probably saw, assuming this is real, this woman probably saw Anna again and was like, oh, it's that chick again. Hey, I see you. I acknowledge that you are a person on the trail again. Cool. Good job getting out there again. Chuck, 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 chuck. And then Anna's like, do you know me? No. Well, you act like you know me. I was just being nice, but this is why you're never nice to people, because of people like Anna. Don't be nice to people, because people like Anna will jump down your throat for trying to be nice. Anyway. But that's how that conversation went. People were not impressed. And Anna got a lot of shit for it. All right? This is Anna responding to that.
To how I talked to the lady on the trail yesterday.
Uh-huh.
And I realized not everybody watches my stories every day, and I think people missed last week's story where I ran into this woman, this same exact woman.
Get ready for it.
And she said something like, you know, getting out there is the first step or something.
She can't even remember the story that she told a week ago about this woman, which is where everyone really started having problems. They were like, you can't even remember the traumatizing, dehumanizing story you told a week ago that brought you to fucking tears and caused you to traumatize this woman today. You can't even remember that incident?
something like this. And granted, I go on the trail, I've probably been on 100 times this year, okay?
This is February, by the way.
And I didn't even say anything to her initially. And I don't even know if I told this part of the story or not, but she just kept going. And she kept saying things that just implied that I was really out of shape. And then she wanted me to thank her for that. And it was really, really awkward. I had had a really bad day.
Do you guys want me to go all the way back and play that original clip again? We can just watch that initial clip again.
And I burst out into tears, and I was like full on crying. And I'm not a person that does this. I've never had this type of interaction on the trail before. And people have said weird things to me before.
And yet you've never mentioned it, ever. This is the first time you've ever mentioned a weird interaction on the trail before that I can recall. Now, don't get me wrong. If you put it in your stories, they delete after 24 hours. And I wasn't religiously watching her stories before this point. Anyway, this is kind of where I started it. I kind of checked in with her every once in a while, but after this point, I was like, okay, well, I have to keep an eye on it all the time now. So.
And the fact that she didn't remember that interaction and approached
You don't remember that interaction.
me the exact same way is why I said what I said. After learning that, if you're still disappointed in me, I would kindly encourage you to unfollow me because I am proudly setting my boundaries this year. And that woman crossed those boundaries once, and I wasn't about to give her the opportunity to cross them again. I come to the trail for two reasons: to feel the strength of my body and to find peace. And I am not about to let somebody take that away from my active lifestyle. Those things are important to me. And I didn't do it in a way where I made fun of her. I didn't do it.
You literally said, according to you, do you know me? You're talking to me like someone who knows me. Then you cackled, ran away, got in your car and said, I'm petty and I'm a bad bitch. So you went out of your way to embarrass this woman while on the trail. How is that not in a bad way?
In a way where I hurt her, but I did do it.
So embarrassing people isn't hurting them? Aren't you the person that's basically said multiple times that any form of criticism is bullying? Is embarrassment not a form of criticism? Like a negative form of criticism? I don't know. Call me crazy.
In a way to remind her that we had already had a conversation.
No, that didn't. I don't think that interaction was anything like that.
And it had already made me feel uncomfortable. And
no, there was no point that what you told us happened didn't sound anything like that.
And that I had no need or want to have that conversation again.
What you are telling us right now does not match with the unhinged cackling in your car that you got the blowback for. This is a totally different conversation that we are having right now. This is completely different than you in your car. I am deliciously petty. That is completely different than what we're talking about right now.
And there is, in my mind, nothing wrong with that.
Well, there's a lot wrong with that, according to literally everyone else. So.
Now, everything is based on opinion, so if you disagree, that's super cool. I'm just not the creator for you.
Oh, you are totally the creator for me.
Because this is how I live, and I have no regrets for what I did.
No regrets. So, this is the event that Anna is ranting about in the modern day. This is what Anna is bitching about today. So let's go back. Do we want to start that one over? All right, let's go back. So now that we've watched that, and this is only 2 minutes long, let's rewatch that first part, and the rest of it along with it. I'll try to be quiet. Let's watch all of this again, all right? And compare notes, right?
This up, but I just need to say it. I just need to get it out of my system. About a year and a half ago, maybe even longer at this point, I was training for a 5K, and I can't remember if I was running or walking.
You're walking.
In fact, I can't remember much about the situation other than a woman said something to me along the lines of, good job for getting out there, and it made me feel to the point where I actually cried. That is the way it was said to me. It was not positive. It was very like down talky.
You said you knew she was well-intentioned. You said you knew you were taking it out of context. You said the reason you were taking it out of context is because you were hormonal. You said you knew you were going to get pushback from this because you were taking it out of context. You said the onus of this was on you and that the woman herself was not being malicious at the time. That was what was said in the original clip. It wasn't until after you started getting blowback from your behavior and your comments that you decided to change the story to the woman was being mean. That changed after you got kickback for being whiny about it and calling her comment, good job getting out there, dehumanizing. That was when shit changed. Up to that point, you admitted with your own mouth that the woman was being encouraging and did not mean anything malicious with what she said. You admitted that yourself. That is why we are doing this right now. We are doing this right now so that you can hear with Anna's own words out of her own mouth that Anna admitted that this woman did not say anything malicious in any kind of mean way. She did not forcibly stop Anna. She did not do anything mean or aggressive towards Anna originally. Okay? It was not until after Anna started receiving negative feedback from Anna's behavior that Anna changed the story to make herself look more like a victim and make the woman look more like a villain. That is why we're doing this. And a year and a half later, Anna is dragging this shit up again to further paint this woman as a villain and further paint herself as a victim, and then add all of us into the villain pile because we were like, no, that's not what happened. We have visual and audio evidence of you admitting that that's not what happened. This is like the CPAP machine all over again. That's why we are doing this right now. Okay? In case somebody on here is going to be like, I don't understand why we're doing this. This is why. Anna is lying. This is revisionism. This is what Anna does. Anyway, it irritates me because not only is she lying, but she is trying to victimize somebody who was not the villain, right? I don't even care if this woman exists or not. The point is that Anna was a dick. She got called out for being a dick. She doesn't want to be a dick. And instead of going, okay, I was wrong, she's going, no, you guys, you weren't there. You don't know. Here, let me create an entirely different story that I never mentioned because it didn't happen. Yeah, no, I don't believe you. You're right. I don't believe you because you didn't mention it a week ago when you told the original story that I might believe. No, you're right, Anna. I don't believe you. This is why no one believes you, Anna. Anyway.
And I talked about this on stories.
Yes.
And then the dum-dums of the internet picked this up and said, oh, she's a
This is why I'm not upset with calling you a fucking liar.
ungrateful fat person, because of course we should be grateful for any time somebody compliments us for doing big.
this goes back to the manipulation and the things that we talk about with the dark anthropology and stuff. Anna needs to rally her troops around her and to make her critics look like the worst possible people that she can. So on top of calling us dum-dums of the internet, because we're so stupid we can't remember that there's videos of us admitting things out of our own mouths online. We're stupid. She also has to paint us in the absolute worst possible light so that we are attacking fat people and that we are saying that she should be grateful that this person said anything to her in the first place. We are not. No one has ever, well, okay, there's like a handful of people who are assholes who said that. They are not the reactors she's mad at. None of the reactors said anything like this to her. Everyone who made a critique like this, everyone has said it's your fucking behavior towards this woman that pissed everybody off. Same thing about Bagelgate. No one gives a shit that you're a fat chick who ate a bagel online. There are a lot of fat chicks who ate bagels online. I did. The problem was your fucking behavior. Same thing here. No one cares that you were jogging and some woman said, good job getting out there. What we care about is, A, you called it dehumanizing when, dude, words have meanings. And second, the way that that story developed and the way that you went out of your way to villainize and then dehumanize that woman, words have meaning, Anna. That's why everybody got pissed off. Okay? That's why everybody's mad now. Your current behavior a year and a half later over this. And now you're mad because you think people are going to get mad because you climbed to the top of a really tall mountain and some random person said, good job. You really think we care that much? Girl, the only person who cares is you. We're going to make a 5-second joke about good job getting out there and we're going to move on. You're making a 2-minute video bitching about this, showing your ass to the point where I have to make an hour-long video showing my ass. Well, not literally, but the point is, you started this. And I'm finishing it, God damn it.
That everybody does and people take walks regardless of their size. But anyway.
You weren't walking, you were running, remember? I'm sorry. I'm being an ass.
Now they're coming back to me. Now!
No, they're not. No one has said anything. Before this, no one has said anything. Remember, the only people who have said anything are the people in one Discord that I am aware of who made a quick joke, a very, very quick joke of good job getting out there. Do you understand how fast a joke that is? Like, there's a one-line joke of someone saying, good job getting out there. That's it. That was the joke. We have been saying that to Anna for a year and a half for like goddamn everything this woman does. Good job getting out there. Literally everything this woman has done for a year and a half, someone has made the joke of good job getting out there. She turned off the comments on her videos. Okay? This is what pisses her off? This is what she decides to get pissy about. I don't think so. I call bullshit, okay? A year and a half. And this is your okay? No. 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 No, I call bullshit. I call bullshit. I know you watch my videos. I call bullshit. I'm sorry. You're going to have to come up with a much, much different story than this. You're mad. I can tell. I want to know what the real story is here. Did you just want to yell at us?
Cheered me on for making it to the top of the mountain, not realizing that hiking at high altitudes is not something that everybody does. And it's something...
Yes, actually, a lot of people do it. It's kind of actually pretty common. There's like lots of people. I don't do it because there's no, well, I'm near the Appalachians. I could probably do it. I don't know. The point is, lots of people do it. You're not that special.
to be celebrated regardless of your body size. And I just hate that I have to deal with this. This is the dumbest thing in the world.
Okay, so is that the deal? Are you just mad because you're not getting the praise and the ass pats that you were expecting to get when you decided that you were going to become a strong woman and start lifting, heavy lifting and hiking and doing the national parks? Like, is that what's really happening here? Like, you decided that your new story arc was going to be, I'm going to the national parks, I'm going to do all the hiking, I'm going to be the outdoors woman, and I'm going to be raw, the lifting, a pumping iron chick. And no one has really been patting your ass over it. Like, nobody's been like, oh my God, Anna's so wild and so strong. Nobody's really been doing that. Everybody's really just kind of been like, what the fuck are you doing? Is that the problem? Like, everybody's been very critical of the fact that you're not really doing things very safely. You're lifting weights very badly. Your form is very shitty. I've heard I've only listened to Alan Roberts and Alona, and both of them are like, your form is terrible, and we're both surprised you can walk. And like, I myself have been very critical of your outdoorsy. I'm very critical of your hiking skills. But the point is, like, you are not getting the ass pats that you're expecting to get, and that's what this is about. You're pissed off that you're not getting praise for getting outdoors and lifting weights. Is that what this is really about? And you're pissed off about that? Is that the real crux here? Because the good job getting out there shit just doesn't sit for me. It doesn't make sense. Unless it's just finally after a year and a half, it's just like the straw that broke the camel's back. That's all I can really think here, because it just does not make sense. We have literally been using this joke since February of 2025 or 2024. And I do say we. So why now? That's all I want to know. Because the only thing that has really changed is your weirdo story arcs. We're done with the running. We're done being a runner. We're done being a lipedema warrior. The weird spoony / mystery illness arc thing isn't working out because no one's buying it. You don't have EDS anymore, apparently, because if you did, you wouldn't be lifting weights and boxing and doing all the other shit you're doing, according to everyone else who has EDS who tells me things. I don't have it, so I don't know. But literally everyone else I know who does is like, yeah, you don't do that shit when you have EDS. I'm going to go with their word. But yeah, the lipedema stuff's not really working out for you anymore. So we went to a wellness clinic, or we went to a wellness retreat for like some ungodly amount of money. I think you spent more at this fucking wellness retreat than my master's degree. Just putting that out there. Anyway, and so now we've decided that we're going to be a heavy lifter and an extreme hiker at 600 pounds. And like everyone I've talked to about this, the whitewater rafting thing. Everyone I have talked to about this, and I've talked to like 3 different people who do who do outdoor rescues. God help you, is all I have to say. Girl, slow down. I'm not saying you can't do these things. I'm just saying drop 100 pounds at least. Seriously. Anyway, is that what this is really about? I'm going to let this play out. If there's like a minute left, I'm going to shut up.
I think what bothers me most about this is these people ruin the internet for everybody else. In fact, if you are digging and filling in all of the blanks that you find with whatever the hell you think.
Maybe if you gave us more information, we wouldn't have to fill in the blanks. I know I said I wasn't going to talk. This is something we talk about with her all the time, and her fucking weird, wonky timelines, and the fact that she doesn't tell people things, and she tries to be cute and manipulative with the not giving people information, even when it's pointless to not give people information. This is what happens, Anna. If you don't like the fact that people are filling in the blanks with random shit, don't leave blanks. I mean, that's the solution to the problem. Either that or don't care. You know, if people want to fill in the blanks with random shit, I don't know what to tell you. The only solution is to not give them the blanks to fill in. Those are your options. I get that you don't want to share every aspect of your personal life. I fully understand that, and I respect that. I really do. I understand that you don't want people to know exactly where you are at every moment of your life. Fully understand that. I really do. But after the fact, it's okay. If it's like a week later, you want to tell people where you were, that's fine. Because it doesn't matter a week later. You're not there anymore, right? In the meantime, people are going to play the guessing game. And that's where you start getting into problems, right? And that's what you haven't figured out yet. So either fill the blanks in for people or don't get mad. Okay? Just accept that there's going to be weird shit on the internet about you. Because there's going to be weird shit on the internet about you. Period. End of discussion.
You can find something problematic with the most unproblematic person in the world. And that's not on them. That's on you having way too much freaking free time to do some deep dive into a stranger's life and then just make up any of the information that's missing.
Yeah? Did you just figure out what the internet was? I mean, it's unfortunate, but there are people that do that. Okay, first off, stop vanity searching yourself. Tell your friends to quit doing it. Because I suspect that happens too. Tell your friends to quit doing it. Don't let your friends do it either. All right? Don't let your family do it. All right? Seriously. Just don't. It's not worth it. Because 90% of the shit they're going to find ain't true. Okay? And if you do happen to find something, because someone will send it to you, ignore it. You know it's not true. What do you fucking care? Okay? I mean, with some exceptions, you don't need to care about this shit. What it sounds like is happening here, you're spending too much time looking yourself up. You must be in one of the Discords. I don't know if you're in my Discord, but you're in one of the Discords, because otherwise, I don't know where the fuck you're hearing some of this stuff, because according to my sources, which is Alona, it's not on the two most relevant sources, which would be Reddit and the farms, which is weird. So you're getting it from somewhere. So stop that. Stop it. Look, you are a public figure. You've been a public figure for a long time. You know how this works. It is going to make you crazy if you're trying to keep up with this shit. You know that this shit's not true. Why are you on the internet looking for it? Just do your thing, man. You of all of the girls on the internet, you know this shit better than any of them. Why are you doing it? Like, you are the one with, like, the degree that's somewhat adjacent to this shit. Why are you doing this to yourself? Also, you also know how to counter this. You know that if you fill in the bubbles don't exist. You also know that even if you do fill in the bubbles, some people are gonna just make shit up. There are people on the internet that still think Alona has, like, a baboon's... What is it? What was the joke from Venture Brothers? A baboon's uterus. Okay, I'm making a joke, guys. She doesn't really. But that's kind of the point. Like, there are still people on the internet that just believe what they want to believe because they want to believe it. Okay? There's probably somebody on the internet who believes that you're like 9 rats in a trench coat because it's just convenient for them to believe that. Amberlynn doesn't believe the moon is a real thing. Okay? Why do you care? Anyway, I know. I keep saying I'm not going to talk.
And I'm not really even just talking about myself or my situation. They ruin all sorts of things. These people suck.
I personally ruin movies. You can't watch movies with me, I'm sorry. Especially historical movies, I'm sorry. It's just, I'm terrible with movies.
And they make the internet so unfun. Why can't we just let people like what they like? And if you don't like it, go find something you do.
Because you spread, well, recently, medical misinformation. You spread lies. You revise history in a way that is lies, but it's harmful, okay? You do haze, which is harmful. Lies, misinformation, false facts, lies, revisionism, basically lies, and lies. And then you get pissy when people call you on your lies. That's why. All I need you to do is just like go, oh, oops. But like, you've never apologized for your behavior at Target, which was bad, by the way. You've never apologized for your behavior in New York, which was bad, by the way. This whole running thing, your behavior was shit. Like, you have, I think Sam at Every Size said that like, this was first person syndrome or first person, I call it first person syndrome. I know it has a different name, but like you have first person syndrome to the like 2000th degree, and you just refuse to acknowledge that you're wrong. And that's all really anybody really wants from you. Like,
I don't understand how people feel the need to invest so much time in something that doesn't bring them any joy.
Well, that's your problem. It does bring us joy.
Unless hatred is their joy.
It's not hatred. Here's your problem. You take criticism. First off, you think criticism is bullying, which it's not. And because you think criticism is bullying, you think any form or action that contributes to criticism, like fact checking and that kind of shit, you think that's a form of hatred, which it is not. It takes a lot of effort to fact check and to critique things. And most people will not do that unless they actually A, enjoy it, and B, have some kind of like, I don't think reverence is really the word I'm looking for, but it's kind of the same thing. Like, I don't do shit I don't like, right? Because like, even when I'm burned out on this, I still like it, right? I'm burned out, but I still like it, you know? I just have to like recover from it a little, you know? That's kind of the thing. But I still like it, you know? It's like my video games. I get burned out on my video games, but I still like them. I'm still going to play them eventually. That's the thing that you don't get. Like, I don't do this because I hate it. Why would I do something I hate?
And that's what it really boils down to.
Okay, anyway, I cut off weird. I will probably have blacked out the Reddit thread for this, but you see this. This is the video that Anna gets told, good job getting out there. She doesn't say good job getting out there. She says something like, congratulations to getting to the top or something like that. But this is the video that Anna is apparently preemptively getting pissed off about. But I'll probably black out the Reddit thread. And the reason I'm doing that is because I don't want to jeopardize the Reddit thread. Y'all let me know if I'm being too protective of the Reddit thread. I don't want to be... Y'all let me know if I'm being too protective of the Reddit thread. Just let me know. I'm being hyper vigilant of it. Just let me know. Anyway, but this is the one she's talking about. But as you can see, it's clearly been titled, good job getting out there, Anna. Again, we have literally been saying this for over a year and a half. So why now? Anyway, I do want to watch this. I know this video has been stupid long, so I'll probably chop some things out. But I want to watch this just so we have the whole fucking thing in one big video. So give me a second to cue this up, and then we will be done with this video. All right, for our final piece of this very long video, sorry. This is the video that is speculated to be the video that Anna is preemptively getting pissed off about. Now, all of this kind of came out while I was gone on vacation, so it is entirely possible, entirely caveating, that all of this happened in order that this video came out. People started saying good job getting out there. Anna saw that people were saying good job getting out there, and then Anna made her story rant about how dare you say good job getting out there, yada, yada, yada. So it is entirely possible that this all happened in chronological order, and there you go. So that could all be true. And, you know, people just saw things out of order. I just think it's interesting that it wasn't seen in order by people who follow these things. All right? Just putting it out there. But this is the video in question where Anna is congratulated by a total stranger for climbing to the top of a high altitude hike. I don't entirely know where she is, but we will be covering this hike in the next video. I do know that much, but that's going to be the next video, which will be released to members first. Like I said, this one's a little time sensitive. I just want to get it out. So, with that in order, let's watch this one. It's 19 seconds. I won't talk, I swear. Also, I think it's kind of quiet, so I may have to adjust the sound on it. But let's do this real quick so we can watch this and maybe figure out what the hell we're doing. What's going on? Because I've seen it, but I don't remember it. Anyway, let's go.
Have you been up here before?
No.
Congratulations. You're fine. Ways down. That's insane.
Okay, it just says, it had a little thing written. It says, when you climb your first high altitude hike and strangers celebrate with you. First off, she has a guide with her, because I think this is also the same one where she eats Uncrustables. Why would you do that? Every 2 hours or something stupid like that. I don't remember. I was half watching Lindsay's video while I was cleaning my kitchen, and I had to stop for some reason. So I haven't even gotten all the way through the damn video yet. She's weird in that video, by the way. Anyway, while she's standing here looking like, I know I do the best faces. A stranger comes up to her and says, have you ever been here before? And she says, no. And the person says, congratulations. There's a sign just a little ways down. And then Anna climbs, or goes down. Obviously, you're not climbing if you're going, well, I don't know, you can climb down. Anyway, she climbs down and it says, I think it says Williams Lake. Elevation 11,040 feet. That's pretty high. And it's got something stuck in it. Is it a twig? Sure, why not? So that's kind of cool. I mean, I don't care that Anna climbed this. I'm skeptical that she did a 10-mile hike, but so are a lot of people. So we'll talk about that in the other video. That's neither here nor there. I just wanted to watch this video. All it is some other person comes up to Anna and says, is this your first time up here? And Anna says, or so they say, have you ever been up here before? And Anna says, no. And they're like, congratulations. God forbid someone say something nice to Anna. And Anna decides to go freaking ballistic because, like we have done for everything that she has done over the last year and a half, we said, good job getting out there, Anna. Because, Anna, good job getting out there. Anyway, if you've made it this far in the video, go ahead and leave a mountain emoji down in the comment section down below. Let me know what you guys think. Where did you guys see people saying good job getting out there first? Because like I said, I was gone. So y'all let me know where you saw it first. I don't need links. Just let me know where you saw it. And Let me know how you saw it. Did you see her getting told good job getting out there first before you saw her losing her shit? Or did you see her losing her shit first and then you saw this video? So let me know how your timeline worked, because I didn't see any of it until I got home. And and so like, okay, hang on. Because I was able to watch this on her stories, which means it happened yesterday. Well, it was at least on her stories as of yesterday. So it was still 24 hours-ish old as of yesterday, which means she posted it either yesterday or Monday, sometime around Monday. Anyway, the point is I was home by then. So that rant was new-ish. So there's that. Anyway. So yeah, let me know what your timeline looked like as your discovery of all of this unfolded. And that's all I really want to know. Let me know what you guys think. Do you remember the initial trail of shame run? All of that good stuff. I think I pretty much ranted where I'm going to rant already in the video. And that's pretty much all I've got for you guys. So thank you to everybody who's been supporting the channel. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to my members. You guys rock. Thank you to everybody who's going to hit the thumbs up button. I would hype up the membership thing, but like I said, this video is going to go out to everybody because it's a little time sensitive. Next video will go out to members first. So if you are interested in memberships, there you go. But you know, next video will be out to members first as opposed to this one. So sorry about that, but it is what it is. And I'm trying to think of anything else I need to say, but I don't really think there is. So thank you to everybody. Your emoji's a mountain, and I will see everybody in the next video.
This
Bye!
is my outro music. You can't copyright strike me because it's just me singing. This is my outro music. Thank you for watching. See you next time.